Hey, Bonds here, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we'll be sampling music recorded in an English pub. The record is called Pubs, Pearlies, and Pints. I think this record is pretty cool. It samples a bunch of live performances performed in a pub, so let's get to that record. Alright, so as we listen to me searching through the record for a sample, might as well give you a little bit more information about the record itself. So this was recorded in East London at the Waterman's Arms, arranged by Daniel Farson. It has a bunch of different performers on it. Kim Cordell, George Hitchens. Not that I know any of them, but might as well give them their flowers as well.
If I've sugar in me tea, they never leave you alone.
There's a lot of fun tunes on here. I had trouble deciding on what I wanted to sample. There's a lot of possibilities. And I love the jubilant tone of all these pub songs that I've been hearing. I love how you could hear the singing in the background, the rambunctiousness of it. A lot of instruments going on, a lot of vocals as well. So probably not gonna find any single instruments to sample. But this is the one that I found that I liked. So it's actually called I Belong to Glasgow. And I believe this is part of the Scots medley section of the record by Huey Diamond. So record recorded at East London, but actually a Scottish song that I will be sampling. I just love the soaring voice that he has and the tone. It's real great. So recorded that in, and of course now we're gonna chop that up first of all. So I'm really gonna focus on the vocal chops first and foremost here. It's really belting out there. That sounds really nice. And you can hear the people singing in the background. So this sample already has a ton of texture. Alright, now that we've got a sample in, let's go ahead and add some of those drums in. So I'm going to use a drum loop, but I'm going to chop up that drum loop and then play those chops in. I originally started playing them at a higher BPM, but I turned the BPM down later. So I've turned the BPM down. I think I want to go for something a little bit slower. And right now I just added in an extra hi-hat into the second section, or overwrote something that I had originally recorded with the hi-hat. But while I have you here, to interrupt this beat-making video a bit, I just wanted to let you know that my newest song, Monstera, will be out this Tuesday, January 7th. It'll be the first song of my newest EP, so please give it a listen. Here's a sample now. Hey yo, why the wind drop like the top just sunk in? Might catch a cold in the old blown cave wind, but let them in, the show and tell is mine. Spit rhymes like goddamn the watermelon mind. Find the truth inside the mumble blurbs, often slurred through a fizzy drink where my sink may just have the final word. Like how the birds migrate through the seasons, the autumn falling to the pollen has my sinuses sneezing. I once stitched my heart real tight on my sleeve. She poked it with holes to the shadow mimic Monstera leaves. Yeah, so that'll be out in a few days and I'm really excited for it. I'll do a breakdown video on that song, show you guys how I made everything and how I complete the song as well. So now let's play with those chops. And this was kind of the first idea I had found playing around with it. But it seemed more like a second kind of section to me. So I'm gonna keep that in mind and then search for kind of a first part to the song. Playing around with the pitches of the chops as well. but I just really like the tone of his voice here. So that first chop actually is, I took a chop and reversed it. So that first one is playing reversed. And I'll start off the kind of the intro to the song, or first section of the song. I like the little what he says. It almost sounds like a DJ scratch. I don't even think he's saying what, but it sounds like it when it's chopped up. I definitely want to have that little one more bar at the end, so I really manipulated it to make sure that I could catch that little bit at the end of the bar before it goes into the next section. I think it's pretty whimsical. And now here we go back to that second section that I had thought of first. Chord that in. It's coming along to be a pretty jubilant beat so far, which I'm really enjoying. So now what I'm doing here is on the second section of the beat, I'm gonna add in some additional kicks. So it just drops a little bit harder and has a little bit more punch to it, layering a one shot over some of the kicks. So now I'm gonna mix that kick in just so it's not so prominent. I want to fill out more of the lower ends and just give a bit more of a background punch. So I'm gonna roll off some of those highs and then turn the volume down a bit. So it just kind of puts an accent mark on some of the kicks instead of being so forward. And now, I'm gonna try and find some bass. Trying to find a bass line. Once again, took me a while to play around, find the right notes that I wanted. So I'll spare you me searching for a good bass line for about 15 minutes. Show you what I recorded in. So I played that in. I kind of like what I played, but I think the tone is a little bit off. So I'm going to change that from simple sine to something a little with a little... It sounds a little better. I don't know how to put it. There we go. I think that fills in the low end a lot better. And as I was listening to it, I thought I had a note wrong, so I'm going to change it up here. Yeah, so that note, I was like, oh, that sounds a little off. Played around with it a little bit, and I wanted to match his vocals better, so here's what that sounds like. So I think we got that note right, so I'm going to change it because it's on the second part, because it's the same, it's just repeating on the second section as well. And there we go. That's pretty much the beat for today. I decided not to rap on this beat, mostly because it feels pretty full to me at this moment. And as a rapper, I feel like I'd want more space in it. So I'm not going to rap on this beat. And I'm just going to leave it as is. But I still think it sounds pretty nice. So yeah, that's that. Please enjoy this beat. My new song, Monstera, is coming out on January 7th. Hope you guys give it a listen. Cheers. See you next time.